Before we start wrapping up, I'd love to get your comments on UAE as well. So Sheikh Mohammed had once said that the future belongs to those who can imagine it, design it, and execute it. And it is not something that you await, but something you create. And my personal opinion is that Dubai is one of the few, or if not the only, example of a futuristic city or a city of the future. And we have seen the government's work towards futurology or speculative design. They have a Dubai Future Foundation that's set up, and the Museum of the Future as well that's coming up. That's Superflux is working on, which is quite popular in the field. What do you think of Dubai in terms of speculative design?
First and foremost, right? Museum of the Future itself is what? It's a paradox. Those words don't really go together. Museum and future, but the audacity to think in that way is amazing. It's commendable because you need to really think about breaking the paradigms of today and just think about that. That's exactly what speculative design is, right? And what's happened is this is probably, I think, in my opinion, this is the biggest experiment of speculative design that I've ever seen. Right, the Museum of the Future, to have a whole, architect construct a building just meant for, and have these amazing installations. And what I really like is their direction towards utopia. So it's not usually what speculative designers say is you really shouldn't be thinking of whether this is dystopia or utopia. You should just see how it affects you, right? But I feel somewhere you need to present some nudges and triggers that take you towards either of the two directions. And I think UAE is, and specifically Dubai, is doing this by taking the step to move towards utopia, right? And I think it's a great initiative. I'm looking forward to.
Do you have an idea of what's going to be in it?
Yeah, so Superflux has, I think, worked on this, if I'm not wrong. At least they did that with the World Government Summit, which is again based. It happened in Dubai. So some of the artifacts or some of the installations there were on healthcare, on transportation. So for example, healthcare was you'll wake up in the morning and there's going to be a smart mirror which will tell you, oh, okay, you looks like you haven't gotten sleep in a few days. I'll do one thing. Let me notify the workers, your colleagues in your organization, and also your boss. And I'll do one thing. Let me also notify your orange juice maker to put in more vitamins, and then so that you can have more vitamins today and revitalize yourself. So that whole installation was a part of the healthcare section of the World Government Summit. And I think that's something they're going to replicate. So with respect to healthcare, transportation, infrastructure, the city, governments, monitoring and managing happiness. And I think that is something that is that is great. Yeah.